Chapter 2. Functions and Charts in Excel 2021. In this class, we will learn how to apply formula and function for carrying out calculations. This chapter utilizes approaches to exhibit data using charts and graphs when presenting information in Excel. Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel 2021 is a powerful spreadsheet program that allows us to store, organize, and manipulate data. Data can be text, numbers, and formulas. The data is entered into cells which are organized into columns and rows. Many people use Excel to keep a budget, use charts and graphs to show data, track sales for a business, and much more. Every new release of Office brings with it new Excel functions. Microsoft Office 2021 is the one having a wide collection of latest and developed features and skills. Features of Excel. Excel 2021 allows us to collaboratively work with others and analyze data easily with new Excel capabilities including co-authoring, dynamic arrays, XLOOP, and let functions. Use formulas and functions. Formulas and functions allow us to perform calculations and analyze data in a worksheet. Common calculations include finding the sum, average, or total number of values in a list. As we work, Excel checks our formulas for problems and can help us correct common errors in our formulas. Edit and format data. Excel allows us to efficiently enter, edit, and format data in a worksheet. We can quickly enter a series of numbers, find and replace data, or check data for spelling errors. We can also make our data stand apart in a worksheet by adding borders or changing the font, color, style, or alignment of the data. Create charts and objects. Excel helps us to create colorful charts from worksheet data to visually display the data. We can also add objects such as autoshapes and SmartArt to enhance the appearance of our worksheet and illustrate important concepts. Print worksheets. We can produce a hard copy of a worksheet we have created. Before printing, we can see on our screen how the worksheet will look when printed. Excel also allows us to adjust the margins or change the size of printed data. FactGPT. The latest version Excel 2024 is available as part of the Office 2024 software suite. It includes features like Copilot for data analysis, new text and array functions, and improved speed and stability. Uses of Excel. Manipulating numbers. Microsoft Excel is best known for feeding and changing numeric data. We can use Excel to perform any kind of mathematical calculations like quickly tallying our marks in exams, calculating averages of our total marks, etc. Organize data. We can also use Microsoft Excel for organizing data. The row and column format of an Excel spreadsheet is perfect for entering many types of data we need to track. After entering the data, we can perform various sorting operations to control how the data is listed. Store data as workbook. In Excel, we can store data which we enter in it as a file called workbook. Excel 2021 workbook is stored using the .xlsx file extension. Within each workbook, we can store numerous individual worksheets to hold our data. Share data. Excel allows us to share our data with our other users. We can improve data from other sources and export data into other file formats. To share our data with others, we can also save our data as a PDF or HTML file. Introduction to formula. Constants and formulas are two ways of entering data in Excel. The values which are directly entered in the cells are called constant values. Numbers, names, data, currency, etc. are the examples of constant value. A formula is a sequence of values, cell references, names of functions or operators. etc., that produces a new value from existing values. In other words, formula is used to calculate numerical information and display the resulting value in a cell. Formula is also called expression. In Excel, formulas begin with an equal to sign. Excel immediately recognizes any subsequent data as a formula when it begins with an equal to sign. Fact GPT. Every cell in a worksheet has a unique address, also called cell reference. By default, cells are identified by a specific column letter and row number. When we use cell references and we change a number used in a formula, Excel will automatically redo the calculation for us. Operators are symbols which are used to indicate Excel the type of calculation to perform. A formula can contain one or more operators. Arithmetic operators, we use these operators to perform mathematical calculations. Comparison operators, we can use these operators to compare two values, to return a value of true or false. Reference operators, these operators combine two cell ranges to create a single joint reference. Logical operators, these operators are used to compare two or more relational expressions. These operators also give a single value as result true or false. Fact GPT. When a formula contains more than one operator, Excel performs the calculations in a specific order according to precedence. The order in which Excel performs operations in formulas is called order of calculation. We can use parentheses to change the order in which Excel performs calculations. Excel performs the calculation inside the parentheses first. Creating an Excel formula. We can type a formula in any cell in a worksheet. A formula helps us to calculate and analyze the data in our worksheet. All formulas begin with an equal to sign in Excel. Let's learn to create a formula in a worksheet. Step 1. Click on the cell to enter a formula. Step 2. Type an equal to sign, happy smiley to begin the formula. Step 3. Type the formula and then press the Enter key. The result of the calculation appears in the cell. To view the formula, simply click the cell. The formula bar displays the formula assigned to the active cell. Editing a formula. We can edit the formula anytime in a worksheet. Let's learn to edit a formula in a worksheet. Step 1. Double-click on the cell containing the formula to change. The formula appears in the cell. Excel outlines each cell containing formula with a different color. Step 2. Press the arrow key to move the flashing insertion point to remove or add characters. To add data where the insertion point flashes on the screen, type the data. To delete the data where insertion point flashes, use backspace or delete key. Step 3. After making changes to the formula, press the Enter key. Functions in Excel. A function is a built-in formula that we can use to perform a calculation on the data in our worksheet. It can perform a series of operations on a specified range of values. Excel offers many functions that we can use to perform mathematical calculations on our worksheet data. Average, count, max and sum are the examples of commonly used functions. Specify individual cells. When a comma separates cell references in a function, Excel uses each cell to perform the calculation. For example, is equal to sum A1, A2, A3 is the same as the formula is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3. Specify a group of cells. When a colon separates cell references in a function, Excel uses the specified cells and all cells between them to perform a calculation. For example, is equal to sum A1 colon A3 is the same as the formula is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3. Arguments. Functions use arguments which are the specific values used in a particular order to perform calculations. For example, A1, A3 are arguments. Structure of a function. Function in Excel always begins with equal to sign, followed by the function name, which is further followed by opening parenthesis, then arguments separated by comma or colon, and their closing parenthesis. Rule to create a function. Using average, max and min functions. Suppose we want to calculate the average, highest and lowest marks in all subjects scored by different students in a specific range. We can use the functions like average, max and min. All functions begin with an equal to sign and include arguments in parentheses after the function name. Determining the average of total marks. The average function adds a range of cells and then divides by the number of cell entries, determining the mean value of all values in the range. Let's learn to use the average function. Step 1. Select the cell to find the average. Step 2. Type is equal to average, H4, H8 as an example. Or click on the first cell, H4, the first endpoint of the range to average. Drag up to the last cell, H8, the second endpoint of the range to average. Step 3. Press the Enter key from the keyboard. The answer will be displayed in the cell H10. Fact GPT. One of the most famous bug in Excel is that it considers 1900 as a leap year. Determining highest marks. The max function returns the highest value in a range. We can enter max function using the insert function box on the formula bar or formula tab. Let's learn to use max function. Step 1. Select the cell to enter the highest value. Step 2. Click on Insert Function button from the Formulas tab. Step 3. When the Insert Function dialog box displayed, click on Max function in the Select a Function box. Step 4. Click OK button. The Function Arguments dialog box will be displayed. Step 5. Type the range of numbers in the number 1 box. Step 6. Click on OK button. The Function Arguments dialog box displays the range as entered in the number 1 box. The complete max function is displayed in the formula bar and the result will be displayed in the cell. Excel determines the highest value in the range. Formula bar shows the formula. Determining lowest marks. The min function returns the smallest value from a supplied set of numeric values. We can calculate the min function and store it in cell so as to determine the lowest marks in the specific range. We can enter the min function using AutoSum menu. Let's learn to use min function. Step 1. Select the cell to display the lowest number. Step 2. Click on the Formulas tab. Step 3. Click on the down arrow of AutoSum button. The AutoSum menu is displayed. Step 4. Click on Min button in the AutoSum menu. AutoSum immediately attempts to apply the function to the adjacent cells. If we want another range of cells instead of cells selected by AutoSum, click on the first cell and then drag through the last cell. The function in the formula bar and in the cell displays the new range. Step 5. Click on Enter button. Excel determines the lowest value in the range and displays it in the cell. Formula bar shows the formula. Charts in Excel. Charts are graphical representations of the data. As compared to simple presentations, charts are more informative, attractive, appealing and impressive. Excel offers a wide selection of charts, which help us to display our data in a pictorial way. Charts display a lot of information in an easy-to-understand format, which help us make instant decisions based on the comparison of numbers. They also help us analyze and evaluate the worksheet conveniently. Components of chart. The main components of a chart are given below. X-axis. X-axis in Excel chart is the horizontal axis. We generally plot the categories of our data on X-axis. It is also known as category axis. Y-axis. Y-axis in Excel chart is the vertical axis. It generally shows the data range on Y-axis. It is also known as value axis. Chart area. The chart area includes all objects and elements in a chart. Plot area. It is the area where Excel plots the data, including axes and all markers that represent data points. Chart title. It is the main title of the chart, which generally represents the chart. Axis titles. There are two axis titles provided by charts. The first is X-axis title, which is for horizontal axis, and the second is Y-axis title, which is for vertical axis. Legend. It depicts the colors, patterns and symbols assigned to a data series. Data labels. Data labels include data values, category name, series name, legend keys and values form cells. Grid lines. The grid lines are the horizontal and vertical lines on the plot area which are inserted in a chart to enhance its readability. Types of charts in Excel. Different scenarios require different types of charts. Excel provides a number of chart types that we can work with. The type of chart that we choose depends on the type of data we want to visualize. Fact GPT. The AI Office bot is a powerful tool driven by AI. It creates and provides explanations for formulas in Airtable, Google Sheets, and Excel. The following table shows some of the most commonly used charts. Bar chart illustrates comparisons among individual items. In a bar chart, the categories are organized along the vertical axis and the values are organized along the horizontal axis. To create a bar chart, arrange the data in columns or rows on the worksheet. Line chart displays continuous data over time on an evenly scaled axis. Therefore, they are ideal for showing trends on data at equal intervals, such as months, quarters, or years. Column chart displays the categories along the horizontal, category axis and values along the vertical, value axis. To create a column chart, arrange the data in columns or rows on the worksheet. This chart displays the data in the form of vertical bars. This type of chart easily represents change over time because it is easy to compare column lengths. It is also called vertical bar chart. Area chart displays the magnitude change over time. By showing the sum of the plotted values, an area chart also shows the relationship of parts of a whole. Pie charts show the size of items in one data series proportional to the sum of the items. The data points in a pie chart are shown as a percentage of the whole pie. To create a pie chart, arrange the data in one column or row on the worksheet. Donut chart shows the relationship of parts to a whole. It is similar to a pie chart with the only difference that a donut chart can contain more than one data series whereas a pie chart can contain only one data series. Scatter charts are typically used for showing and comparing numeric values like scientific, statistical, and engineering data. It is displayed with a scribble in line, whereas the line chart uses a connected line to display data. Bubble charts are typically used to compare at least 3 sets of values or pairs of data. You can determine the values by the relative size of the bubbles. 3D surface chart shows the three-dimensional view of data. A topographic map is an example of this type of chart. Creating a chart. Let's learn to create a chart. Step 1. Select the data which has to be used for the chart. Step 2. Click Tab. and then click on the Insert Recommended Charts the Charts group. Step 3. On the Recommended Charts tab, scroll through the list of charts that Excel recommends for the data and click all the charts to see how the data will look. Step 4. Click on the desired chart. Step 5. Click on OK button. The chart will appear on the worksheet. Fact GPT. Alt plus F1 is a keyboard shortcut to create default chart of selected range. Changing the style of chart. We can change the chart style to change the appearance of a chart. Let's learn to change the style of a chart. Step 1. Click on an empty area of the chart. Step 2. Click on Chart Design tab on the ribbon. Step 3. Click on a new chart style from the Chart Styles group. We can click on the down arrow of More button to view the full palette of styles. We can also click on Chart Style button to change the style of the chart. Excel applies new style to the existing chart. Add chart title. Type the title in the chart title. Test your knowledge. How is sorting feature different from filtering data? Discuss with your classmates. Recapitulate. Excel is a powerful spreadsheet program that allows us to store, organize, and manipulate data. Formula is used to calculate numerical information and display the resulting value in a cell. Operators are symbols which are used to indicate Excel the type of calculation to perform. A formula can contain one or more operators. The order in which Excel performs operations in formulas is called order of calculation. There are two axis titles provided by charts, x-axis title and y-axis title. Excel provides a number of chart types that we can work with, such as column, bar, line, area, pie, donut, scatter, 3D surface, bubble, and many more. Gloss GPT. Spreadsheet, a computer program used for accounting and recording data using rows and columns. Mathematical operator, a symbol or sign that represents an arithmetic operation in an Excel formula. Function, a predefined formula that can be used to perform calculation in a worksheet. Argument, the specific values used in a particular order to perform calculations. Chart, the representation of information in the form of a table, graph, or diagram.